Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ya ayyuhal muslimun. To the long-time listener and first-time visitor, we welcome you to this episode. Now, without further ado, let's get into it.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, al-aqibatu lil-muttaqeen, wa la udwana illa ala zalimeen. Allahumma salli ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een, wa man tamassaka bi sunnatihi ila yawmiddin. Thumma amma ba'd. Alhamdulillah ala ni'mat al-islami wa sunnah. All praise and thanks belong to Allah for guiding us to Islam and for guiding us to the sunnah. You know, evil is as evil does. And what is meant by this statement is that evil has characteristics. And the people of evil, they have characteristics, they have traits. It is important that we are able to identify these particular traits so that we can properly assess individuals. Because there are some individuals whom people have taken as friends who are in actuality monsters. They are shayateen, they are devils. But because these individuals who have taken them as friends, they don't know the identifying characteristics of evil individuals, the identifiable traits of devils, that they're unaware. And they think that this person is a good person, this is a good friend, this is a good confidant, this is an individual who has their best interests in mind. The reality of it is that we live in a time that is extremely scary. We have a great amount of bad actors that are in our lives, in real life, as they say, but also that are online even more so, due to the multitudes of people that are using online services, applications, so on and so forth. So it is of extreme importance for the individual who has a concern for themselves that they are very careful. We all have to be very careful, and we have to employ caution, especially in this time. We can't be naive, and we can't think that everyone has our best intention in mind and that everyone is looking out for us. Because the reality of it is, and the truth of the fact is that most people are not looking out for us, and most people do not have our best intention in mind. So with that being the case, we want to look at Bithnillahi ta'ala just four identifiable characteristics of evil people. Just four identifiable characteristics of evil people so that we can have better insight of those who we have in our presence, and that we have better insight of those whom we allow into our lives via online platforms and via this modern technology. And I want to highlight, these are just four of the characteristics. There are many more characteristics, but Bithnillahi ta'ala, we just want to deal with four and highlight four, inshallah ta'ala, in this sitting. The first of these characteristics that you'll be able to identify an evil individual is that they love to spread evil, and that they love evil is spread. Naam. And this is محبة إشاعة الفاحشة في الصفوف المؤمنين وفي الصفوف المسلمين. They love that evil is spread amongst the ranks of the Muslims, amongst the ranks of the believers. They love that evil is spread amongst their ranks. Naam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ, that verily those individuals, يُحِبُّونَ أَن تَشِيعَ الْفَاحِشَةِ, who love that evil and corruption and filth and vile, lewd things are spread, فِي الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, that are spread amongst those who believe. Allah Ta'ala, He says, لَهُمْ عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ, then they will have an extremely painful punishment. Who are these individuals? These are those who love that lewdness is spread between the ranks of the Muslims, between the ranks of the believers. Now, let us understand what this means, that evil and lewdness, they are spread. Any talk of illicit sexual acts, haram things, of a sexual orientation, those who love that these type of things are spread amongst the believers, then they will enter into the meaning of this ayah. Those who love that filth and corruption is spread amongst the ranks of the believers. Now I want you to pay very close attention and take notice to the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, those who love that these things are spread. Naam. يُحِبُّونَ أَن تَشِيعَ الْفَاحِشَةِ. They love that these things are spread, that evil, vile, lewd things are spread. They love that it's spread. Allah Ta'ala did not say those who spread it, but those who take enjoyment in the fact that these things are spread. Now, those who take enjoyment in the fact that these things are distributed, amongst the people amongst the people and amongst the ranks of the Muslims. So those who love to see foul things, they take joy in it. It entertains them. Those who love to see foul things are spread amongst the Muslims, amongst their ranks and about them. Those who glorify sinful acts and sinful behavior and indecent behavior, they love that these things are spread amongst the Muslims, that these things are glorified in the ranks of the Muslims. Those who love that this is done, Allah Ta'ala, He says, لَهُمْ عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ, that they will have an extremely painful punishment. Again, take note, these are those who love that they are spread. So now what about those who actually spread them? What about those who actually go online, open up their mobile device, open up their camera, and they spread these things to their target audience, who are the Muslims, via whatever social media platform you want to insert into the blank. They spread, they themselves are spreading. So if there is a painful punishment for those who love that is spread, what do you think is going to be the situation of those who are actually the ones who are spreading it? So those individuals who you see who spread these things and love that these things are spread, then these are signs of what? Evil individuals. These are evil people. So look to who you're looking to online. Be very careful. If there are individuals who are spreading evil, that's not a good person. If there are individuals who are spreading evil, that's not a good individual. That's a monster. You have ran into a monster. You have ran into a devil. You have ran into a shaitan from the shayateen, and they're loving and they are spreading evil amongst the ranks of the believers. So be very careful. So if you see anybody spreading evil or love that evil is spread, that's not a good person. If you see that someone loves to come to you and to spread the gossip and the slander of the Muslims, so-and-so is doing these foul acts over here, and they're bringing you information that doesn't concern you, will not reach you, will have no impact upon your life, nor the lives of your loved ones and those who you are responsible for, so on and so forth, then why are they bringing you this information? So-and-so committed such foul things, this one has done this one has done that, so on and so. Yani, this is a telltale sign of what? This is an evil person. What are you coming to me with this for? This has no benefit to me. This person taking joy that these people have fallen into these sins, that these people have done this corruption, that these people are engaged in these illicit acts and so on and so forth. And they loving that is spread, and now they love it so much they want to bring it to you and they want to spread it unto you. It's an evil person. That person's not a friend, not a person who you want to take as a friend or keep in your company. You don't want that person in your circle. Period. Okay? So this is the first sign. Now, this is the first sign. Another sign of evil people, another identifiable characteristic of evil individuals, because evil is as evil does, is iftira al-kadhib ala Allah, is those who invent lies against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Those who invent lies against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says in Surah Al-Nahl, He says in Surah Al-Nahl, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يَفْتَرُونَ عَلَى اللَّهِ الْكَذِبِ, that those who they invent lies against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, لَا يُفْلِحُونَ, they will not be successful. Those who invent lies against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they will not be successful. Those who lie on the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for some kind of financial gain, those who lie about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because they want to get something in return out of this world and so on and so forth, those who lie about the deen, lie about Allah, lie about Allah's religion, they lie about Allah's legislation. Why? Because they're looking for something they want to gain in the dunya, so on and so forth. Allah Ta'ala, He says, these individuals, la yuflihun, they will not be successful. Mata'un qalilun, they will have a very short period, a very small taste of enjoyment. A very small taste of enjoyment. وَلَهُمْ عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ, and they will have an extremely painful punishment. Now, so listen, a very small piece of enjoyment coupled with an extremely painful punishment, then bila shakku bila rayb, la yuflihun, they are not successful. They are not successful. So any individual who has this characteristic, now, does it sound like a person who you want in your circle? Does it sound like a person who you want to take as a friend? Does it sound like a person who you want to categorize and identify as one who is good? I mean, I think the answer is clear, is it not? No way. This ayah can be found in Surah An-Nahl in its verse 117. Now, the first ayah that was recited, this was from Surah An-Nur in its verse 19. Now, Surah An-Nur, verse 19. Right. The next characteristic of individuals who are evil, they're bad friends, not good people. These are telltale signs of monsters, devils, and shayateen. They are those who they turn away from the deen of al-Islam, al-i'rad, and deen al-Islami. They turn away from the religion of Islam. Now, a person, they hear this and they say, well, this makes sense. This is kind of obvious. A person who turns away from Islam, that is a sign that they're a bad person. It's a sign that they're a bad person, right? Listen, turning away from the deen just doesn't mean that a person refuses the deen in totality, but also what enters into turning away from the deen, as the ulama, they mention, لا يتعلمونه. These are individuals who they do not study the deen, nor do they teach the deen. لا يتعلمونه ولا يعلمونه. They don't study it, they don't convey it. Also, ولا يعملون به, and they don't act in accordance to it. These individuals who have turned away, they don't study it, they don't learn it, they don't teach it, they don't act in accordance to it, they don't call others to it. All of this interest in turning away from the deen. So now I want you to really think, examine those individuals in your circle who you're close to. Are these people who never study about it, never study Islam? Never talk about Islam, never call to Islam, never try to educate others about what they have learned, and so on and so forth? Are these individuals who don't act upon the deen, or they're very negligible when it comes to it? Because if any of these things are present, then to the extent of their presence will be the extent of a person having their share of this evil characteristic. So if you have people in your circle that never want to learn about Islam, all of their short form or long form content is either linked around some dunya, so they're looking at some of these quote unquote gurus for business, for education, for whatever the case is, or they're just looking at things to entertain themselves. Now, all of these are signs that's not a good person. this person out of all of their day, they don't study Islam at all. They don't listen to any reminders about the deen of al-Islam. They're not listening to lectures. When you go through their catalog, their library of podcasts, every podcast is a podcast dealing with some dunya or some entertainment or something like this. No podcast about the deen. No podcast about the religion. No podcast of reminders and how to be a good Muslim. No podcast about this, about your Islamic education in any which way, shape, or form. All business this, and technology this, and news this, and entertainment this, and. Now, what about those individuals who the like of this is filled with not this, but some music or something like that, and that's all they do? Now, it's a bad person. It's an evil person. These are the characteristics of the shayateen. So, would you want a person like that in your circle? Would you want a person like that near to you? Would you want to take this person as a confidant? Would you want to ask this person's advice? What are they going to tell you? They're going to give you advice based on what? Allah musta'an. Allah Ta'ala, He says about the likes of these individuals, وَمَنْ يَعْشُ عَنْ ذِكْرِ اللَّهِ, and whoever turns away, they turn a blind eye to the remembrance, afwan, وَمَنْ يَعْشُ عَنْ ذِكْرِ الرَّحْمَنِ, and whoever turns away from the remembrance of the most merciful, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, نُقَيِّضُ لَهُ شَيْطَانًا, Allah Ta'ala, He says, we will make for him a shaitan. We shall appoint for this individual a devil. Naam. As what? فَهُوَ لَهُ قَرِينٌ, and he will be his intimate companion. We will put for him a shaitan as his companion, his intimate friend. Wherever one goes, there's the other. That's his qareen. That whoever turns away, وَمَنْ يَعْشُ عَنْ ذِكْرِ الرَّحْمَنِ نُقَيِّضْ لَهُ شَيْطَانًا فَهُوَ لَهُ قَرِينٌ. Whoever turns away, whoever makes themselves blind to the remembrance of the most merciful, then we shall appoint for that individual a shaitan to be for him an intimate friend and companion. Reflect on this. The individual who has turned away from the remembrance of Ar-Rahman, the most merciful, their companion, their intimate friend, is a shaitan, is a devil. Do you want in your circle individuals who their intimate friend, who wherever they go, this one goes, is a devil? Their best buddy is a devil, is a shaitan. Would you want that person in your circle? Would you want them in your circle? If a person came to your door, knock, knock, who's there? Me and my shaitan friend. Can we come in? Who would say, yeah, no problem, come in, ahlan wa sahlan. You and who? Who's at the door? Me and my shaitan friend. Who? No, you ain't getting in. So would you want that person as your friend, as your companion? Of course not. You won't even let him in your house. Wouldn't even talk to him again. Would you? I wouldn't. Somebody's going to tell me, yeah, me and the shaitan coming. Like, yeah, I can stay over there. Don't come. Not invited. Uninvited. Immediately. So who is this person that the shaitan is his best buddy, his best friend? Is who? Is the one who turns away from the remembrance of Ar-Rahman. So anybody who turns away from the remembrance of Ar-Rahman, they turn away from the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They make themselves blind to the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They know for a surety their intimate friend is a devil, a shaitan from the shayateen. You want that person around you? No way. So be wary, be warned, and stay away from the likes of these individuals. Okay? The fourth and final evil characteristic that we want to mention, and like I said, there are way more identifiable characteristics of the evil people, But the fourth one we want to mention, inshallah ta'ala, is these individuals. It is al-ittiba'. Ittiba' al-hawa, following the desires. Now, an individual who loves to follow their desires and they love to follow the people of desires. Now, so these type of individuals, right, who love to follow their desires, anything that their desires call them to, their lowly desires call them to, that's what they want to do. And that's how they judge, and that's how they base their life. That's how they make the decisions, based on what feels good. Based on what feels good. It feels good, so we should do it. I would like that, we should do it. So now everything is what they would like and what feels good. Now, reality of it is that not everything that's good for us are things that we, may equate with enjoyment per se. Now, not everything that's good for us are things that we will equate with, oh, that's enjoyable, right? And we can go from very everyday examples, you understand? Like brushing one's teeth, right? As a little child, when it came time to having fun, brushing your teeth didn't come into your mind. Hey, let's have fun. Okay, let's brush your teeth. You didn't equate the two together. But is brushing your teeth something that is good for you to do? Yes, it's something that's good for you to do. But is it something that would be your go-to action for a fun time? You guys want to have fun? Yeah, okay, eat your toothbrush, brush your teeth. You wouldn't equate the two things together, but they're good for you, okay? So not everything that's good for us will we necessarily equate to having fun or what, feels good or chasing after, whatever the case is, okay? And that's just an example, right? Of course, we know on the flip side, some things that may be seemingly good and enjoyable will lead to your destruction. I don't think anyone takes drugs because they say taking drugs makes you feel horrible. You take this drug and you want to throw up and you want to die immediately. No, they take it because they have a euphoric feeling. They feel like they're flying on cloud 9 for a little while until they come crashing down. They don't want to take it again and get back up there, right? But is that good for you? Does that increase the quality of life, your quality of life? No, it destroys it. So not everything that's enjoyable is good for you, right? All right. I think it makes sense. In any event, Allah Ta'ala, He says, in Surah Al-Jathiyah, Allah Ta'ala says in Surah Al-Jathiyah, أَفَرَأَيْتَ مَنِ اتَّخَذَ إِلَهَهُ هَوَاهُ. Have you not seen the one who has taken his God, his desires as a God? Have you not seen the one who have taken his desire as his God? So all these individuals who have this lifestyle, do what you want, when you want, how you want, do what you like. It is whatever you want to call it, and that's what that's what you do. These are individuals who have taken their desires as their God. That's their God. Anyone who their desires is their God, do you want them in your circle? If someone came to you and they said, listen, did you know that my desires, they are my God? Would that be reciprocated with a ahlan wa sahlan? Ya marhaban. Your desires are your God? That's your God? Oh, welcome. Come on in. Sit down. No way. What? Your desires are your God? Listen, man, if you don't get away from me. If someone came and they were that upfront with you, they had that much self-awareness, right, and that much honesty, they came and they told you that, hey, my desires are my God. I think most people, their response would be, ibta'id anni, get out of here. Get away from me. What? Get away from me, you weirdo. Get out of here. Because not a good person. So anyone who you find put their desires in front of the book of Allah, the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the way of the Salaf. Now, it's all about what they want to do. They don't care what they want to do. You want to be around that type of person? No way. No way. This is a person who's astray. This is a person who is evil. It's a person who is done. You understand? So let's recap, inshallah ta'ala, for those who are taking notes. The first evil characteristic, they love the evil is spread. They love the evil is spread. The proof of evidence that you want to have for this, Surah An-Nur, verse 19. The second evil characteristic is that they invent lies against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The text that you want to go with this is Surah An-Nahl, verse 117. The third evil characteristic is that they turn away from the truth. They turn away from the remembrance of Ar-Rahman. They don't want to learn about the deen. They don't want to study the deen. They don't want to teach the deen. They don't want to act upon the deen, and so on and so forth. These people you talk to about the deen, I don't want to talk about that, talk about something else. Evil characteristic. That can be found in Surah Zukhruf, ayah 36. And the fourth and final evil characteristic of following their desires and taking their desires as their God, then that can be found in Surah Al-Jathiyah, and it's verse 23. Okay, that verse, Surah Al-Jathiyah, verse 23. These are four evil characteristics that you want to stay far away from those who are adorned with them. Now, look at most of these people on these social media platforms, whether it's long form or short form. And unfortunately, the vast majority of them share in all four of these characteristics. So are these people who you really want to be watching their videos and spending the bulk of your day with them? That's online. If there's any individuals who have these characteristics in real life, stay away from them. Real talk. إلى اللقاء. استودعكم الله. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.